Good evening, everybody. My name is Sir Jude, and here is the video lesson about our discussion this morning, which is about stratigraphy. So, if you were listening this morning, no, I mentioned that this lesson was not discussed last school year. That's why if you check out my first quarter playlist, wala itong video na ito. And because we have a lot of time before the first quarter examination, I and Sir KB decided to include this topic because in a way it's kind of related to our previous topic about magnetic reversals. So let's jump right ahead with photography. In stratigraphy, we have two types of dating. No, I'm not talking about romantic or relationship dating. I'm instead talking about scientific dating, and we have relative and absolute dating. So if you notice on the picture below, wherein you have certain layers of rocks and soils, and probably even containing some fossils embedded within it or buried, no? So when we say relative dating, you only focus on the arrangement if which layer is younger or which layer is older. And in this case, the older layer is found near the bottom, or the younger layers are found near the top. So in relative dating, you're not focused on the actual age. Instead, you are concentrated on the order of soil or rock layers without knowing their age. So in a way, relative dating, otherwise known as stratigraphy, is considered a qualitative type of dating. All right. On the other hand, for absolute dating, you see several numbers: 495, 510, 520, 545 million years ago. And that tracks on the trend for the ages in relative dating. 495 million years ago is the youngest age in this picture, while 545 million years ago is the oldest age in this picture. So for absolute dating, it refers to age estimation of soil or rock layers. Unlike people, no, or even some animals na we can track our birthday or actual age using birth certificates, our records, no, we cannot, we don't have those types of documentation for soil or rock layers. Instead, we perform some experiments, and that's not a complicated topic na we won't tackle here, and we're only gonna focus on relative dating. Now, as much as absolute dating is much, let's say, interesting because may computations involved, and that's fun as well because may radioactive elements kasi, no? I don't want to go too far, and I want to solely spotlight relative dating. Ayan. So, in relative dating, we have a total of four principles, and the first principle is what we call the principle of superposition. According to the principle of superposition, the topmost layer is the youngest and the bottommost layer is the oldest. So we think of youngest on the top, oldest at the bottom. For principality purposes, no, or uniformity purposes, no, I always ask the question, uh, how will you arrange the rock or soil layers from oldest to youngest? Because syempre, ayun na una, yun dapat na mabanggit, no? And in this case, the trend will be 1, 2, 3, 4 from oldest to youngest. So why is it that the one at the bottom is considered the oldest? Because remember, those rock or soil layers, even some fossils that are buried in it, no, sila yung natatabunan. While yung rock or soil layers na nasa itaas, no, sila yung constantly na tawag dito, na kumbaga nailalagay pala or nailalatag pala. Kaya youngest po ang nasa taas. Okay? So, we have this series of rock or soil layers somewhere probably in the Grand Canyon, no? In America. So, we have Kaibab Limestone, Toro Formation, Coconino Sandstone, Hermit Shale, Supine Group, Redwall Limestone, Muab Limestone, Bright Angel Shale, Supine Group, Redwall Limestone, Muab Limestone na naman, no? So, out of these 10 layers, dumoble kasi sorry, 8 pala, kasi dumoble sila Supay, Redwall, tsaka Moab Limestone, no? Out of these 8 layers, no, the oldest one is the Bright Angel Shale because it's the one at the bottom, while the youngest one is the Kaibab Limestone because it is the one at the top. Okay, so basically, ito lang yung gagawin natin for relative dating. You're just going to find out which is the oldest layer or which is the youngest layer. Okay, so notice that in principle of superposition, most layers are considered flat or even. Probably some cracks in it, no? But its horizontality is even, no, and flat. Okay. Speaking of horizontality, let's proceed to the second principle called the principle of original horizontality. In this principle, the layers were originally deposited horizontally. If in the previous slide, we have even and flat rock layers, in this slide, we have noticed that there are some curves, no, that are starting to form, probably because of erosion or natural disasters. But if we look at the rules of assigning or designating the youngest and oldest layers, we still have oldest at the bottom and youngest at the top, no? So walang nagbago sa hierarchy or arrangement. Kaya in this example, no, in this feature, actually ano pa to eh, part lang siya ng isa pang malaking feature, but this portion kasi is the one that is centralized on original horizontality. We have docks at the top, Sonoma sandstone, Hakatay shale, Bass or base, Vishnu schist, and Zoroaster granite, no? So the oldest layer happens to be Zoroaster granite because it is the one at the bottom, while the youngest layer is docks because it's found at the top. One of the ways to answer this type of question in this specific case of stratigraphy, no, is you have to tilt your head para malaman mo kung sino yung nasa taas and then sino yung nasa baba. Alright, so that's principle of horizontality for you. Okay, so kung mapapansin nyo, no, sa Zoroaster granite at sa Vishnu schist, nagkakaroon po ng separation. And speaking of separation, let me introduce to you the third principle of stratigraphy called lateral continuity. In lateral continuity, the layers initially extended laterally in all directions. What I'm saying is that these layers were part of one massive layer or one basically geological body. And once again, because of erosion and because of natural disasters, some layers or probably all layers, they start to separate, no? Which is a manifestation of divergent boundary. But if you look again at the trends of the oldest and youngest layers, it's still the same with superposition and regional horizontality. Oldest is still at the bottom, youngest is still at the top. Okay? Let's take into consideration the fragmented parts of the Grand Canyon, no? And if you're unable to read each layer, no? So ayan, I basically reworded it for you. So we have Toro Formation, Coconino Sandstone, Permit Shale, Supar Group, Redwall Limestone, and Muwag Limestone. Okay? So of the six layers here, the oldest one is Muwag Limestone because it is at the bottom, while the youngest one is Story Formation because it is at the top. Okay? So, one of the fun things about stratigraphy is that ang basic lang ng gagawin, all just, as I mentioned again and again, all you have to do is just look at the top and at the bottom layers. So, let's introduce an extra challenge in the form of the fourth and final principle of stratigraphy. Marami pang principles of stratigraphy, but focus lang tayo sa four kasi masyado na complicated yung iba, no? And the most challenging of all, and the most confusing of all, is the principle of cross-cutting. Okay? In the principle of cross-cutting, an intrusive layer, in the sample, it's number 4 because it starts to intrude, no, the horizontality or the uniformity of layers 1 to 3 and 5, no? The intrusive layer number 4 is younger than the soil or rock layer it cuts. Okay? So if you notice, 4, the intrusive layer cuts 1, 2, and 3, no? 4 doesn't even cut number 5. So ano kayang klase ng intrusive layer si number 4? Probably magma, because yung magma galing kasi sa ilalim and it will start to rise upward, no? Especially if there is volcanic eruption, no? But how we're going to arrange these five layers now that there is an intrusive layer? So the correct arrangement from oldest to youngest is one is still the oldest because it is at the bottom, followed by two because it is at the top of number one, followed by three because it is at the top of number two, and then followed by number four because sa singitan ni number four sina one, two, three. And the youngest is still number five because sinabunan ni number five sina one, two, three, and four. Right? What better way to challenge ourselves than to answer this example? No? So in this picture, we have six layers. We have one, conglomerate, two, shale, three, limestone, four, sandstone, five, schist, and six, basaltite. Basaltite is considered an intrusive layer because it cuts or it intrudes four layers from shale, limestone, sandstone, including schist. Now, out of the six layers, the oldest one is the found at the bottom, which is the schist, while the youngest layer is the one found at top, and it is none other than conglomerate. Okay? So kung magtataka kayo, sir, bakit hindi basaltite yung youngest? That's because si basaltite, ang kinat lang niya ay sina shale, limestone, sandstone, and schist. Basaltite didn't even reach conglomerate. Tinabunan ni conglomerate lahat ng nasa ilalim niya. That's why conglomerate is still the youngest of the six layers. Alright, so basically that's it. We have four principles of basic principles of stratigraphy. We have number one, superposition. We have even flat layers, the default one. Number two, we have original horizontality, wherein the layers start to curve. Number three, of lateral continuity, wherein the layers start to form some major cracks and even divergent boundary. And number four is the principle of cross-cutting, wherein some layers are cut by what we call an intrusive layer. Okay, so challenge ourselves even further. Let's have more layers and let's arrange them from oldest to youngest. But before that, no, these two examples are basically nearly identical or nearly parallel to each other in terms of the principles applied and even the inclusion of the inclusive layer. So in both examples, we're going to use two principles. Cross-cutting, because there are four intrusions in the form of D and E on the left picture, and J and M on the right picture. So the two principles applied are cross-cutting and the other one is superposition, no? Because of their because of uh because of the layers are started as even and flat in the first place. Pag tinanggal mo sila intrusion, magiging even yung and flat yung layers na natira. Okay? So, let's start with the left picture. The range A, B, C, D, and E from oldest to youngest, no? Oldest happens to be C, kasi nasa ilalim, followed by B, kasi nasa taas si letter C, followed by A, kasi nasa taas si letter B, no? Leaving us with two intrusions in the form of letters D and E. But, kaya ako inuna si letter D because if you can see, letter D was cut by letter E. Even if D and E were able to cut the three layers that preceded them, letter E, which is a fault, was actually able to cut letter D. Kaya si letter D nahati din into two. Kaya the correct arrangement in the first picture is C, B, A, D, and E. Layer C is the oldest because it is one at the bottom, while fault E is the youngest because it cut all the other layers preceding it. Okay, so let's have more, no, on the right. So we have A, B, D, J, M, O, and X. So just like in the previous example, we start with letter J. Okay. Sorry, letter B pala, letter B, followed by letter O. We started with B because it is the bottommost layer, followed by O because it is the topmost layer. It's the layer next to letter B, followed by X because it is the layer next to letter O, and then letter D because it is the layer next to letter X, and then letter A because it's the layer next to letter D, leaving us with two intrusions na naman in the form of letters J and M. Both layers were able to cut across the five layers preceding them from B down to A, but J was able to cut letter M as well. Kaya mauuna si M and mahuhuli si letter J, making B the oldest layer and J the youngest layer. Okay? So basically, this is what stratigraphy or relative dating is all about. We're just arranging the layers from oldest to youngest according to the four principles, such as superposition, original horizontality, lateral continuity, and cross-cutting. Okay? So, because our previous lesson yesterday and our lesson this morning were basically the same, no? On the left, we have the magnetic stripes, no? Which was tackled yesterday under magnetic reversals, wherein most of the stripes are vertical, while this morning were mostly dominated by horizontal stripes, some even with diagonal ones, the intrusive layer, no? So, what do we get nga ba from magnetic reversals and stratigraphy, no? Especially because here in Makati, so especially in District 1, no? Wala namang obviously, hindi tayo makakakita ng magnetic reversals because syempre nasa ilalim man ng dagat. And walang masyadong distinct rock and soil layers na pwede nating ma-apply ng stratigraphy unless we go to a field trip or have a tour on somewhere in the province. Mas marami sa province, syempre kasi nandun mostly ng geological formations. But what do we get nga ba from studying magnetic reversal and stratigraphy? So these two are pieces of evidence of seeper spreading, specifically magnetic reversals, no? And if we have seafloor spreading, there's plate movement and boundaries, no? Convergent, divergent, and transform. And syempre, we can find rocks, fossils, soil, and minerals on the layers, no? That's why we can document them. No? We have fossil, soil, rock, and mineral documentation. And these two bullet points are basically historical tracing. No? Even if nobody of us were alive at the time of the dinosaurs or even the Big Bang Theory, if you believe in that, or in other theories as well, even though hindi tayo present during those prehistoric times, no? We can still able to determine or to trace our history, our past, our evolution, our maturation, our progression by the use through the use of magnetic reversals and stratigraphy. Ayan. So I hope I was able to illuminate you about stratigraphy and the significance and importance of magnetic reversals and stratigraphy in our daily lives. Even if as an average person, no, we don't get to see magnetic reversals every day, and we don't get to do stratigraphy every day as well. Okay, so that's it for tonight. I'll give you the itinerary for next week, tomorrow, and please print the necessary materials for your performance task 1.5. Till then, I'm Sir Jude. Good evening and good night.